Welcome back at you like I never left. Without further ado, let's get right into this video. If you're not subscribed to yourself, gang, go ahead and subscribe. Leave a like, comment your opinion below, turn on post notifications so you know every time I got some content for you. But we'll get right into this video. We're gonna talk about this loss. I mean, the Tennessee Titans did just lose to the Buffalo Bills, and yes, that just happened. I mean, we just lost by a field goal, and it's tough. I mean, you look at a game where we basically had it in our hands. Literally, Nick Williams had the ball in his hands and dropped the ball. I can't stress how much we need a new receiver in here. I mean, any receiver better than Nick Williams. Shoot, I could go out there and catch a pass. If I needed to catch that touchdown pass, I could have caught that. I mean, Nick Williams, that is a crucial play where you need to get a touchdown pass to seal off this game. Big time players make big time plays, and he's not a big time player. I'm not even sure he's good enough to be a player in the NFL with the drop that he had. That is a tremendous drop. We could have been sitting at 4-1 right now in a good position where you look at a Baltimore team who just lost today, and now this loss, that close game would have humbled us a little bit, and I've got confidence in picking in this game. Now I'm looking at a team that probably can go 3-3. We started off great. Now we going 3-3. So I don't like that. I don't like that. I mean, we got to get a receiver in here. Dez Bryant, you call him on the phone or something like that. You cannot have losses like this because of a drop like that. That was a perfect pass by Mariota. It was floated to him. Floated when you can catch the ball. It wasn't no heat on it or anything. You have to come down with that. You were wide open. That is a big time mistake by a sorry receiver. I hate to say it, but we have to get somebody in here. This offense, the defense is playing so well. We see how well this defense is playing. Defense is playing and is doing everything it's supposed to do. You look at the defense. Defensive wide, everybody showed out today. I mean, Adoree Jackson, commend him for getting that turnover at the end of the game. You look at the fact that you have the Jayon Browns, who had a good game this game. I mean, Jarrell Casey, he's all over the place once again. We're doing enough to win defensively, but we just can't get it done offensively. I mean, we struggle. In actuality, you look at the games in the past, we've struggled. I mean, you look at the games that we had Marcus Mariota, he wasn't really healthy, but this one, there's no excuse. I mean, we're talking about a Buffalo team that isn't really that good. I mean, they had one good win against the Minnesota Vikings, but other than that, you don't look at this Buffalo team as a top contender. If we want to be a contender in the AFC, we're going to have to put up points. The defense is doing its job. So next week, we go against the Baltimore Ravens, a tough team. I don't know about that game. We'll get into a preview. I'll probably do one in the preview, but as far as this game goes, this was a horrible loss. I mean, there's a lot of positives to take from here. I've seen a lot of good things from Mariota, his pocket presence. I like that hurdle that he had. He looked very athletic. That was some concerns I had for him last year. I'm saying he has to move around more in the pocket. Maybe he was injured a little bit, but I'm looking at it this year. I'm saying he looks like a totally different QB. If I would like his drop backs to be a little bit quicker, though, he looks like he's undecisive with his feet when he drops back, and I would like him to fix that up, correct that a little bit. That would give me a little bit more confidence when I'm looking at him. But other than that, I look like everything else is going in the right direction. Just offensively, we have to get things clicking. I mean, you look at what we had that game against Kansas City in the playoffs, and Derrick Henry got all the carries. He was slow at the beginning, but towards the end, everything started clicking in. Maybe we need to have one of those games. I feel like this next week will be probably the best game to do it, being that defense is a great defense. Give Derrick Henry the ball, keep Joe Flacco off the field, and let our defense just take up the scraps. I mean, they can contain Joe Flacco for an amount of time. I feel like we should put in Derrick Henry next game. Dion Lewis has his games where he needs to be in there, so we need to have vocal points in the offense, keeping the defense off balance with these running backs, not sharing the carries here and there. I feel like we should keep these teams wondering which back are we going to see this week and which back is going to make a dramatic impact on their defense. So I'm looking at the fact that we need to have Derrick Henry going some more. Just give him the ball. Just keep giving the ball. And Mariota, he's that type of quarterback that you give him to him in 3rd and 10s and stuff like that. I'm not sure we can do that right now, but I'm saying that he's a pressure type quarterback. Under pressure, he can do virtually anything, but I'm not sure we can do that right now with the receivers dropping as many passes. We look at the turnovers we had today. That interception was horrible again by Nick Williams. You have to. Mariota was leading him towards the ball, and all you have to do is come in there and cross face. That's all you had to do. It was a slant route. He's leading you towards the ball. I don't know where he was going. A little miscommunication there. I think he saw something that Mariota didn't see. Maybe that. But even then, you have to recognize that that was a bad interception there. And you look at the fact that you have the two fumbles there with Taywan Taylor and Dion Lewis. You had to clean that stuff up. But overall, I feel like this is a very humbling loss. But at the same time, we can learn from this. I really don't see it as the walls are falling down, the ceiling is falling, the sky is falling, whatever you want to call it. This is a loss. We did lose to the Buffalo Bills. That is sad to say, but I feel like going forward, this is going to help us because we never handled the adversity of being up now, being not being the underdogs. We got up and now we're back down, so we got to learn how to get to the next step. And once we do that, I feel like Braves is going to do a good job of teaching these guys, instilling these guys that national media doesn't mean anything. I mean, we look at this game, this is why we don't get talked about. Simply because this right here, we lose to teams like this. We make it very ugly. We had a field goal battle. We have to put up points. I mean, to be a good team, we have to deal with adversity. You look at the Pittsburgh Steelers today. Look what they did without Le'Veon Bell. They're handling adversity because they're a good team. Good teams have good DNA and they know how to respond. So if we want to be a good team, we'll see if we can respond next week. But overall, if you like this video, go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, comment your opinion below, turn on post notifications so you know every time I got some content for you. And I'm out. Sheesh.